Marvin Gaye was an American singer, songwriter, and record producer who is considered one of the most influential and innovative musicians of the 20th century. He was born Marvin Pence Gaye Jr. on April 2, 1939, in Washington, D.C., to a religious family. He attended Cardozo High School. He later attended several colleges, including Howard University and D.C.'s Fuller School of Music, before eventually dropping out to pursue his music career full-time. Throughout his career, Gaye lived in various cities across the United States, including Los Angeles and Detroit. He also spent time living in Europe during the early 1980s. Gaye began his career in music in the 1950s as a member of several doo-wop groups. In the early 1960s, he signed with Motown Records, where he initially recorded as a session musician and backing vocalist. In 1962, Gaye released his first single, "Stubborn Kind of Fellow," which reached the top 50 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Gaye's career took off in the mid-1960s when he began recording duets with singer Tammy Terrell. The pair recorded a series of hits, including "Ain't No Mountain High Enough," "Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing," and "You're All I Need to Get By." However, Terrell's untimely death in 1970 deeply affected Gaye and led to a hiatus in his career. In the early 1970s, Gaye began to explore more socially conscious themes in his music, influenced by the civil rights and anti-war movements. In 1971, he released the album What's Going On, which addressed issues such as poverty, war, and environmentalism. The album was a critical and commercial success and is now regarded as a masterpiece of soul music. Gaye continued to explore socially conscious themes in his music throughout the 1970s, with albums such as Let's Get It on 1973 and I Want You 1976 exploring themes of love and sexuality. He also struggled with personal issues during this time, including drug addiction and a tumultuous relationship with his father. Marvin Gaye spent several years living in Europe during the early 1980s, primarily in Ostend, Belgium. At the time, he was struggling with financial difficulties and personal problems, and he saw Europe as a refuge from his troubles. While in Europe, Gaye recorded the album Midnight Love, which included the hit single Sexual Healing and marked a comeback in his career. He also became involved in the local music scene and collaborated with several European musicians. However, Gaye's time in Europe was not without its challenges, and he continued to struggle with drug addiction and other personal issues. Despite this, his time in Europe was a significant period in his life and career and marked a creative resurgence for the legendary singer. Marvin Gaye was married twice. His first marriage was to Anna Gordy, the older sister of Motown founder Berry Gordy. They were married in 1963 and divorced in 1977. Together they had one child, a son named Marvin Gaye. Gaye's second marriage was to Janice Hunter, who was a background singer on his 1977 album Live at the London Palladium. They were married in 1977 and divorced in 1981. Together they had two children, a daughter named Naa and a son named Frankie. Marvin Gaye's mother was Alberta Cooper Gaye, who was a homemaker and later worked as a domestic worker. She was a significant influence on Gaye's life and was a source of support and encouragement throughout his career. Gaye was reportedly very close to his mother, who passed away in 1987. Marvin Gaye's father was Marvin Gaye, who was a minister in the Hebrew Pentecostal Church and worked as a preacher and a barber. Gaye Sr. was a complicated figure in Gaye's life, and their relationship was often strained. According to Gaye, his father was physically and emotionally abusive and had high expectations for his son, which caused tension between them. Tragically, Gaye's life was cut short on April 1, 1984, when he was shot and killed by his father, Marvin Gaye Sr., in their home in Los Angeles. Gaye's death was a shock to the music world and led to renewed interest in his music and legacy. Marvin Gaye Sr. was convicted of voluntary manslaughter in the death of his son, Marvin Gaye. He pleaded guilty to the charge and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. However, he was released early in 1988 after serving just over 4 years of his sentence due to his deteriorating health. Gaye Sr. died of pneumonia in 1998 at the age of 84. Today, Marvin Gaye is remembered as one of the greatest soul singers and songwriters of all time, and his music continues to inspire and influence musicians across genres. He was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987 and received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1996. Marvin Gaye won several music awards throughout his career, including 2 Grammy Awards. He won Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for Sexual Healing in 1983 and Best Vocal Performance, Male for What's Going On in 1974. 2 NAACP Image Awards. He won Outstanding Male Recording Artist in 1974 and 1975. 1 American Music Award. He won Favorite Soul R&B Male Artist in 1984. 1 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. He was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987. 1 Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. He was posthumously awarded this honor in 1996. In addition to these awards, Gaye's music has continued to receive critical acclaim and has been influential on countless artists across genres. If you enjoyed this and want to learn about other famous people, please subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss any of the new video release. Thank you. Click one of the links above to watch more content like this.